Joe Purcell, the Cornwall scrum half, has the ball on the tee. The Chuffs will kick off, playing down the slope here at the Memorial Ground in the first half. Oldham with first use of the football, and that's big Tom Spencer with the first carry. Runs into Jake Lloyd, Jack Ray and Nathan Conroy. Remember, Oldham make the trip to the Dutchie, looking to keep their faint playoff hopes alive. And the ball's gone to ground. It's also gone to ground for Cornwall too. The double handling error. Cornwall will have a scrum. Jack Ray in a bit of difficulty packing down. He finally does. Purcell feeds and Conroy onto Tom Ashton, playing against one of his former clubs this afternoon. Conroy in at dummy half. On to Purcell, and there's Jake Lloyd making his first start for Cornwall. 14 weeks out for Lloyd after he dislocated his elbow in the defeat against West Wales in May. And there's big Charlie Bodman, who's starting in the front row today after Josh Hartshorn pulled up in the warm-up. Cornwall looking to make an early inroad into this Oldham defence, which has been porous away from home. That's one of the reasons that the Roughyeds are just outside the playoffs. And here's Jack Ray. And Ray is held up just short, and that ball's been lost, has it? No, it's been knocked out. There'll be a penalty to Cornwall. And Cornwall look to tap, and Conroy onto Bodman again. And Bodman running straight and running hard at this Oldham defence. And again it's Lloyd playing at loose forward today, usually a hooker. And he's held up over the line by some strong Oldham defence. The referee says take the ball back, play from 10 metres out. And here's Jamie Priss. Witten running out the back, but there's nowhere to go for Witten. He's wrapped up. Cornwall looking for good go forward from Jack Ray. Again, he's stood up by strong Oldham defence. Jack Coventry in there making the tackle. Here's Purcell out to Ashton. Oh, Ashton looked for Aronson on his outside, but that strong Oldham defence. Cornwall are really knocking on the door here in the early stages. Here's Purcell. Purcell dabs in behind Witten. Oh, Witten can't get there, but he forces a repeat set. Keir Morgan does well to diffuse Purcell's grubber. Drop out from underneath their own sticks. But it's a good long kick from the visitors, and it's Will Odgers with his first carry of the ball. And Odgers is brought down 40 metres out. Conroy busy at dummy half. On to club captain Jamie Priss, playing at stand-off today. Unfamiliar role due to Adam Ruslin's unavailability. And here's Lloyd again. Good carry from Lloyd, showing no effects of his long spell on the sidelines. And Conroy, Cornwall moving it to their left. And that's gone behind Liam Witten, again trying to run out the back. Oh, that's a shame for Cornwall. Well, after weathering that early Cornwall storm, Oldham will be looking to clear their lines. There's experienced standoff Martin Ridyard. He feeds the scrum. The ball goes out to Joe Hartley, and Hartley's going to be bundled into touch here. That's brilliant defence from Cornwall's right-hand side. DiCarlo Therese and Aaron Jones-Bishop, and Hartley was left with nowhere to go. Well, no sooner had Oldham got the ball back, they've given possession and territory straight back to Cornwall, and that's another great carry from Lloyd, the former Lee Minor Ranger, and Conroy in at dummy half. And here's Priss, gone to Bodman, looking, and Cornwall seem to be favouring their left. Oldham's right-hand side, probing for an opening. Here's Conroy again, out to Purcell. Purcell back to Ashton on the inside, but Ashton's held up a couple of metres short. It's Conroy looks to switch the play back inside, but I think that's been touched by a Oldham hand, and it will be Cornwall's ball again. Scrum to Cornwall, yeah, head and feet to Cornwall. Cornwall perhaps rather fortunate there. Their attack seemed to break down, and they've got a scrum. Purcell to Conroy, on to Priss. Whitten again looking dangerous, running out the back, but he's run up a blind alley, and he's well tackled there by Robbie Butterworth, and Conroy passes it on to Welshman Will Odgers. Can Cornwall turn this early territory into points on the scoreboard? Once again, going out to this left-hand side, but Ashton is tackled by Connor Carr, and it's Whitning at dummy half. Conroy on to Jack Ray now. Ray looks to spin in the tackle, but he can't offload, and he's well wrapped up by Emerson Whittle, and here's Bodman looking to duck under a couple of challenges, and the referee says that's the last tackle. And Cornwall again dab into the in goal, and Oldham are forced to dot the ball down, so they will have to drop out from under their sticks. Another repeat set for the Chuffs. So for the third time in this opening 7 or 8 minutes, Martin Ridyard drops out from under his own post, and it's Jamaican World Cup hopeful Aaron Jones Bishop. Legs pumping, but he's brought down. Conroy asking Odgers to go on his inside, but Conroy goes back the other way to Jake Lloyd, who's seen a lot of the ball in these opening exchanges. And once again, Conroy goes left to Joe Purcell. Little dummy. Purcell looks for Whitten. Whitten seems to have escaped the attentions of Connor Carr, but it's finished off by Liam Copeland. And here's Purcell again, and fingertip control from Bodman. Conroy's on to Prisk, and Prisk shows and goes, but that's too short, and Will Odgers coughs up possession, and Oldham will breathe a huge sigh of relief that they've managed to keep Cornwall out. The visitors, who have hardly touched the ball in these opening exchanges, the first set of 6 they had, there was a handling error, and the second set of 6, straight from the scrum, Joe Hartley was bundled into touch, but now they actually have the football in their hand, and they'll be looking for Ridyard to get on the board. He brings Jack Coventry onto his inside as Oldham will kick early, and it is that man Ridyard, the veteran, who kicks deep, and is that a 40-20 perhaps? Cornwall will feed the scrum. Purcell. It's Cole Connolly on interchange out to Tom Ashton. So Connolly looks like he's gone in at hooker with Jamie Priss the man to go off, and there's another one of Cornwall's interchanges. Big Paul Bolger, and plays the ball quickly. Connolly on to Ray. Ray dummies but keeps hold, and back to Bolger. And Bolger takes Cornwall to almost the Oldham, into the Oldham half. And they now do move over the halfway line. And Jake Lloyd, and the referee says that Oldham have strayed offside, so Cornwall have another chance to kick the ball into the corner. With the home faithful encouraged to give their vocal back into their side. Purcell kicks deep into Oldham territory, and Connolly will play the ball onto Jacob Beer. This is much better from Cornwall. Purcell onto Conroy. Now here's Whitten running out the back. Whitten goes one way, then the other, straightens up. And the referee spotted another infringement. So this will be another Cornwall penalty. That's for a high tackle. So Cornwall with yet more field position, good field position, and Connolly onto Bolger. And Bolger looks to spin in the tackle, but he's stood up on his feet by Emerson Whittle. Short ball, and Cornwall look like they're over the line, and it just held up. The referee says that Jake Lloyd is held up, so he goes back and will play the ball to Connolly and Jack Ray. Cornwall knocking on the Oldham door. Will it open? Here's Connolly onto Conroy. Conroy out to Whitten. And Whitten is over the line. First try for Cornwall, and that is nothing more than they've deserved. Liam Whitten's looked dangerous running out the back, and finally he breaches the Oldham defence, and Cornwall have their first try of the afternoon. Ridyard will drop out from underneath his own posts, and it's gone long, almost to halfway. Whitten does well to catch the ball over his shoulder and tips it onto Beer, and Beer's met by some strong Oldham defence. Connolly again onto Lloyd and out to Ashton. Cornwall favouring this left hand side, and that's good meters made once more by Big Tom Ashton. Cornwall go back inside. Paul Bolger carries, and Cornwall are 10 metres away once again, knocking on the Oldham door, and Purcell just drops his shoulder, looks to go back inside, but he's cut down. Cornwall now only 3 or 4 metres away. Connolly onto Conroy. Conroy now, Whitten running out the back. He's already got one try to his name, and Whitten straightens up under the post, but he's brought down. Last tackle onto Purcell. Purcell dabs through. A lucky break. And Purcell's dotted down. I think Purcell's dotted down. And the referee, Mr. Bennett, agrees. Cornwall have their second try of the afternoon. Well, slightly fortunate, but Purcell gathered his own grubber to dot down for the home side. Oldham will have the ball right on halfway. That's the first penalty Cornwall have conceded this afternoon. The visitors have shipped 7 so far in this first half. Perhaps fortunate not to have a man sent to the sin bin for a spate of high tackles. No team warning for the visitors. And they'll look to go down Cornwall short side, and it's Sean Slater, one of the Oldham interchanges. And it's Ridyard in at dummy half, and Ridyard, little delayed pass, and Callum Cameron is nearly through, but he's brought down by Liam Whitten and Jacob Beer. And now it's Oldham's turn to attack. And the ball's been played on, and it's Newton! And Newton is over under the posts. Oldham score their first points right at the end of the first half. Cornwall with first use of the football here in this second half, and that ball bounces up nicely for Owen Restall. Oldham's leading try scorer playing out of position today, usually slots in at fullback, playing on the wing today, and that's a big strong carry taking the visitors up over halfway. And here's Whittle, the loose forward. Good offload to Slater. Now then Slater onto Carr. Aronson almost wraps him up. Copeland juggled the ball, but the touch judge says it went backwards despite the protest from Jacob Beer, and Copeland in at dummy half as Oldham move back into the centre of field, and Slater moves it onto Ridyard, and Ridyard dummies and he's nearly through, but Odgers and Jack Ray do well to keep hold of the veteran standoff. And here's Slater, and the referee says Cornwall have infringed at the ruck there, or held down. So Ridyard has the ball in his hands once more, and he taps onto Whittle. Whittle takes a step, but he's met by the welcoming committee of Ray and Lloyd and Cole Connolly, and Here go Oldham again, and I think they're over. And Oldham are over. And it's Dom Newton this time who crashed over underneath the posts. In the blink of an eye, Oldham have levelled this game. A game they were very much second best for long periods during the first half. And there was Slater on to Whittle, who's been an influential part of this Oldham revival. Slater as well, who's done well coming off the interchange bench. And that's a good ball back inside. Jason Maranka, but he's brought down, and Slater, quick play of the ball. Spencer on to Newton, who scored the second try, and Slater. Oldham looking to get the ball out wide, and Cars chopped down. Jones Bishop and Ray stop another Oldham attack as the visitors look to take the ball into centre of field. Restall, oh that's lovely hands, out to Carr. Carr, will he stretch over? Yes, Carr has stretched over. Oh, that's a great try from Oldham. Brilliant flick pass from Restall. And Carr with the outstretched hand touches down out wide. Oldham with a 4-point advantage. You feel their next try could be critical for the chances of both sides. And it's Cornwall's turn in this second half to defend their line for long periods like Oldham did in the first half. And here's Slater. Oldham moving the ball out wide, but Rhygyds stops short. He's not quite bundled into touch. He takes a little bit longer than he would have liked to play the ball. Oh, that's a great dummy back inside, but good defence from DiCarlo Therese, and Therese looks like he's picked up a knock, and oh, Slater's burrowed over there. Well, Therese was unable to take his place at marker, and Slater makes him pay by sniping over from dummy half for Oldham's third try of the second period. Oldham hold a 10-point advantage. They've scored 22 unanswered points after they scored their first points in the dying embers of the first half, and they'll be looking for more as they shift to their right. But Bolger and Prisk and Charlie Bodman, Holt Rhygyds, and here's Slater. As Oldham know, another try will surely see the 2 competition points on their way back to Lancashire. And here's Rhygyds. Oh, lovely ball back on the inside from Morgan. Oh, and once again Cornwall are slow at marker, and has Cameron got over? Yes, he has. Oh, Callum Cameron took advantage of some tired Cornwall defenders there. Oldham will start play just inside their own half as they'll look to take the ball over the halfway line, holding a 28-12 advantage. But that scoreline perhaps doesn't reflect just how dominant Cornwall were in the first half. But it's been all Oldham in the second stanza, playing down the Memorial Ground slope. Remember Slater here playing at dummy half, did spend 10 minutes in the sin bin. As Oldham look to shift the ball wide, and here's Restall, and Restall will go in at the corner despite the attentions of Witten to cap a fine comeback and second half performance from the visitors, and they prevail here at the Memorial Ground.